Okay.
In 3, 2, 1.
Hi, and welcome to the Flo and My High Show.
Flo, how's it going?
I mean, today's particular topic has been rubbing me the wrong way for quite some time. I'm sure it's been rubbing a lot of people in the wrong way for quite some time.
Yeah, you actually messaged me the other evening about this topic, and you said it was rubbing you the wrong way, and I was like, wow, this is pretty serious. So
I mean, I knew we were trying to plan to start off lightly, but you know what? In light of what's going on at work, I figure, screw it, we're going for it.
balls to the wall.
Pretty much.
Okay.
Pretty much.
Awesome. So why don't you tell everyone what today's topic is about?
Well, today's topic is brought to you by the letter P for pedophile. Yeah, we're talking about the age of consent.
Ooh, the age of consent.
The age of consent.
This is a good topic. So, wow. The particular state that we live in, the age of consent is
16.
16.
Which is pretty par for the course for most states. If you see me looking over here, I have notes over here. Don't mind me. So
this is not like one size fits all, right? There's no age of consent that's a federal law type thing. It's handled state by state?
It's state by state. There are 33 states that's the age of 16, 6 states that's the age of 17, and 11 states that are the age of 18. Now, people express confusion over what the age of consent means. And that is because the law is ridiculously just, they did not write it out well.
Okay.
So basically, the age of consent is basically the age in which you can consent to having sex. But here's the question.
Oh boy.
Yeah, here's the question.
Okay.
When should you stop dating someone or stop being sexually attracted to someone when you are into your adulthood?
Oh. Okay. All right. So, I mean, I think personally, if you're 18 and that's what's considered an adult, the numbers below you should definitely be off limits. That's how I feel. Your thoughts?
For me personally, I view everyone under the age of 21 as a child. That's not me being condescending or anything, but if you cannot go to a bar, sit at the bar and order your own drink, I mean, at freaking 18, like, you can still go to a pediatrician. Like,
True.
Literally, the cutoff age for seeing a pediatrician is 21. Like,
Okay, but then you're going to have these people who argue with you. I'll play devil's advocate. Let's say when you're 18 and you're an adult because you can go to the military, and you and I live in a military town, and you can go and fight in wars and, yada, yada, yada. So therefore you're mature enough to make rational decisions.
and yet they don't trust you enough to buy alcohol or to smoke. Considering they raised the whole tobacco thing to 21, I'm just like, they can die for our country, but they're not allowed to smoke cigarettes.
Yeah, and I totally agree with you on that. Like that's ludicrous, right? Like, yeah, absolutely.
And again, it's just my personal feeling. I know there are some people out there, it's just like, well, once they reach 18, it's fine and dandy. That's completely understandable. That's for you.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying you have to do it this way or it's wrong or you're disgusting or no, it's just my preference.
So, hypothetically again, let me pose this question to you. If you had a child, and let's just say she's a daughter, and she's 16 years of age, right? Are you going to let her date, period? Like, go out on dates?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Like, I don't believe in sexually repressing anyone, because that's when you have people acting out in ways that can be harmful to themselves and to others. But I would teach her. I would definitely teach her to be smart about it. And based on her maturity, if she's just like, hey mom, I'm dating this 18-year-old. Okay, well, I want to meet him. I want to see how this is going.
Okay.
You know, because...
I mean, yeah, that's fair, right? Absolutely. So then, what about these people who are obviously, let's say that because I know some of these states, right? If the age of consent is 16, if someone is, well, let's say the one particular state who's 13, right? Age of consent, 13, which is absolutely disgusting. I don't even understand, whatever, I don't know how they got that. But in that particular state, it says that if the person is 14, 15, 16, that's having sex with the 13-year-old, right? 13, 14, 15, 16. That's okay.
Yeah, there can't be any more than a 4-year age gap.
So now you've got the 17-year-old boy who comes along, and for whatever reason, he's attracted to this 13-year-old female, right? And they get together and they hibbity hobbity boobity bim boom bomb, right? Right? They do the thing, and mom and dad are cool with him. They like him. He's a great guy. Whatever. They know that they're having intercourse and that type of thing, and she's protected. She went and got the pill at the Planned Parenthood, whatever, right? So they're being smart about it, but suddenly Brad breaks her heart, right? Cheats on her. He's got another girl now, breaks up with her.
And all of a sudden it's rape?
All of a sudden it's statutory rape, right? We know this happens.
Yes, I've actually known someone personally who it has happened to.
That very scenario?
Not
that young, but...
Not that young, but yes, that very scenario. He was 18 or 19 at the time, and he was with a 16-year-old.
Okay.
And they were fine and dandy and dating and happy, and he found out his ex-girlfriend was pregnant. So he broke things off and went back to his ex to try and, make things work, be there for the kid and all that.
Okay.
And all of a sudden, whatever they did together, the 16-year-old and him, all of a sudden it wasn't consensual anymore.
Okay. So then tell me, and this is where it gets interesting, this particular individual, what happened to him?
They ended up going to court and they sided with her, and he ended up being put on the sex offenders list.
Okay. To me, not cool.
Yeah, no.
Not cool. And I actually worked years ago with someone, same kind of situation. The pretty cheerleader girl, the good-looking guy, both teenagers under 18. Things went wrong, and then suddenly he's standing a trial for rape. And I don't mean this to sound, I don't know. I feel this way, and I feel this way a lot of ways, that they're almost always going to believe the girl.
Majority of the time, yes. In a lot of cases, and that brings us, to a separate point of how it's become very difficult to suss out cases of who's an actual victim, even though I hate using the term victim, who is an actual victim and who is just the spurned lover.
Okay, got you. And then you have the cases where, and I didn't know this, and I found this just totally, I guess, fascinating and disgusting would be the two adjectives I would use. There's a group out there called
MAP. And MAP stands for Minor Attracted Person. And for a while, they were trying to get in with the LGBTQ community, and we don't want them.
Okay, because I had heard that that particular community was maybe embracing an idea of pedophilia as a sexuality. Is that what MAP is kind of trying to say, or no? Or I don't know.
Frankly, I have no idea what they're trying to accomplish. I think it's just a softer, more acceptable way to be like, hey, I'm a pedophile, but it's not wrong. I'm just a minor attracted person. It's my sexuality, just like how you like guys. Right. It's just no, I like men. Men, women.
with facial hair and are at least 21 and older.
Ones that are at least 21, that can drive their own car and don't still have a curfew,
Right. No. Yeah. No, I get that. I agree with you. But then what I think really blew my mind was there's a second group, right?
Yes, NOMAP, which stands for non-offensive minor attracted person.
And then I said to you, Flo, so non-offensive, right? Minor attracted whatever person, right? Why did they need to differentiate if MAP
is supposed to differentiate from being a pedophile?
Yeah. Why do we need to say that we're this part of MAP, even though MAP's good, we're this part of MAP?
Because deep in their mind, they're not even buying their own bullshit. They're really not. Everything about a sex offender is offensive. Your sex is offensive. No matter how you slice it, no matter how much you want to say, oh, well, I'm attracted to this age group of people, so I'm not a pedophile, I'm a whatever. It's just no. What you're saying is, okay, so you're not attracted to just a child. No, you want to fuck a child that can get pregnant. That's the age group you like. And I'm definitely not making fun of victims of this when I say things like that.
No.
I am putting it as disgustingly as possible.
Right.
Because it's a disgusting thing.
Right, we were talking with our producer earlier about this. You don't want to, they try to glamorize it. Oh, he was having unwanted, unprotected sex with her behind the dumpster. No, he was raping her behind the dumpster. Pretty much, right? Yep,
everyone's so busy trying to pretty things up and make it as non-offensive as possible. It's just no, this is an offensive subject. These are people's children that are being physically and psychologically damaged, whether they realize it now or not, from people who should know better.
So I know for a fact, and y'all can check me on this out there, that 1/3 of children who are molested grow up to become molesters themselves?
I mean, I don't know the numbers exactly, but it is definitely something that has been through the psychological community. There is some credence behind that. I mean, if you grow up thinking that this behavior is normal and it's what, it's just like, oh, it was done to me, and why shouldn't I be able to do it to other people?
It's kind of like when someone's kidnapped, and they're held, prisoner, right, for however long, and eventually they're found.
Yep.
They have that sympathy for the person who kidnapped them, right?
Oh, like Stockholm syndrome?
Yeah, like they feel sorry for, oh no, don't put him to jail, no.
He didn't really hurt me, and it's just like, no, he hurt
did.
you.
Yeah, in more ways than you know right now.
And I think in the case of the victim, that's just their mind trying to cope with such a traumatic event happening. They try to downplay it so that you don't see yourself as a victim. It's just like, oh no, that her case was much worse than mine. It may have been worse, but it's still a case. You can't compare trauma. Like, that's the worst thing people can do is, oh, well, you shouldn't be depressed because, your dad only beat you twice a week and my dad beat me 4 times a week. It's just, no, you're...
Right.
You're comparing different types of apples. They're still apples in the end.
Yeah, trauma's trauma, and it's just, I don't know. It's mind-boggling. It's sad. So, I mean, you and I don't rehearse this show. We don't, talk in depth about it before we do it. You just kind of do that whole map thing on me, and what was the other one on map?
No map.
No map. So in your opinion, is pedophilia a mental illness? Would you say it's a mental illness?
I
love doing this to her.
It's such a tricky situation because, I mean, yeah, you have the people that go through the trauma in their mind. They're justifying what they're doing is right, and you foresee that as being mental illness. But then you have these men or women out there that have perfectly happy lives and just are still attracted to younger individuals.
Okay.
And it's just like, well, what's your excuse for this?
So there's no set personality that we know that this is going to happen to, right? So you could grow up perfectly, have a great life, mom, dad, whatever, and somewhere along the way, I don't know, and I'm asking, is there something trigger that?
I mean,
I don't,
look at John Wayne Gacy. He seemed like a fine, upstanding citizen, had a fairly normal life, and he raped and killed little boys.
Right. And he was the clown, right?
Yes, he was. I don't like clowns.
Creepy clown.
But yeah, there's still no real explanation behind that. Like, why, sir? What were you doing?
Yeah, so I mean, and I don't know. I mean, I don't think there's any real easy answers to what we're throwing out here. I wish we could fix it, but there's not a fix, right?
I have a fix for it.
Oh.
I have a fix for it.
Well, I'm sure you do.
It's a 9mm bullet. I'm just saying, we're so quick to put down an animal that attacks a child.
Right.
If a person attacks a child, why should they not be put down?
Wow.
I mean, yeah, it's harsh, but...
I never thought about it like that. That's... Okay.
Yeah. Because so everyone's just like, oh, well, we can just do chemical castration. It's just like, okay, you're taking away their ability to, become erect and actually perform this sexual act with someone. But it doesn't take away the drive.
And the urge and the thought.
To apologize, our sound quality before now is going to be crappy because we didn't realize that our lovely lapel mics became disconnected.
Disconnected.
We're so professional.
Shit. Well, I tried to warn him. It's bubblegum, Band-Aids, and rubber bands keeping this shit together, right? So, before the break, and I'm hoping it caught you and I were talking about. We're both with someone that's younger than us, right?
Yes.
I met mine when he was 24, and I did not look at him as, oh yeah, he's 10 years old. No, he was 24. We talked. I happened to get along with him intellectually. I was like, oh, he's a cute guy, he's a good looking guy, and things just went from there, and here we are 17 years later. So, big difference than...
I mean, it's not like you were attractive to the fact that, oh, he's naive and, he's not gonna know what's going on type stuff.
Right.
And like the way I explain me and Honeybat's situation is that the age gap doesn't bother us because it's not like I was just waiting for him to turn 18. Like, I knew him when he was just a child and I've just been waiting.
Right.
Like, that's some creepy ass grooming shit.
Yeah, absolutely.
Believe, like, if you grew up with someone and your dad's friend is just like, yeah, I'm gonna date you even though I used to change your diaper.
No. No. It's just wrong.
It's just like, I don't want to think about watching you grow up and seeing you as a kid.
Yeah. Yeah.
No.
But yeah, as we sit here and say that, there's probably someone out there right now who could be watching that's like, oh, that's a huge turn on to me. That's whatever. Okay, wow, that's gonna make me mad. That's really gonna make me mad, but okay. So, let's talk about, let's kind of get back to age of consent. If you were in charge of the law, right? Is it safe for me to put words in your mouth and say that age of consent would be 18, 21? What would you say to that?
I would say 18. And that's like the lowest. Like, if you're freaking 41 and dating an 18-year-old, I don't get the appeal, but whatever, they are now an adult, fine and dandy, what have you.
Have at it, yeah, whatever.
Exactly, because that person is now considered an adult. But anything under that, leave it alone. Seriously. Leave the babies alone.
Agreed.
Every time I come in contact with like teenagers where we work, I just want to be like, here, have a cookie, go watch cartoons. Like,
yes.
I don't understand. Like, I'm not too old, like, to not remember what it's like to be a teenager.
Yeah.
But I'm just like, I don't fucking understand teenagers. I'm like, I don't understand.
Right.
Like, my younger sister was sitting there and sent me a meme, and I'm looking at it, and I'm like, am I just fucking old, or is this just stupid?
Yeah.
I was like, I don't understand. I'm like, this isn't funny.
No. And it's kind of like, because I went purposely looking today on Instagram for accounts that would have kids that I felt were inappropriate. And I'm not talking like nudity.
Oh God, the feds are gonna burst in here.
I'm not talking like nudity, inappropriate, but something that I would feel uncomfortable with my child
Sending out there into the...
being seen that way, right? So, came across the 13-year-old boy. I don't even know what country that's in. There was some little strange flag, too small for my old eyes to see. But in every freaking video, and the kid's thin, right? He's thin but muscular because he works out. That's the premise of these videos.
He has the body of a man, but you can tell in his face. I even said, I was like, he looks like he's 12.
Yeah,
he was like 13?
13, yes. So, someone is taking these videos of this kid, whether it be mom, whether it be dad, and they're encouraging this, right? Mm-hmm. And to me, that's almost as wrong as the predator.
You know what show always disturbed me? Toddlers and Tiaras. Oh my God, those children, like, they get their makeup done better than I have ever accomplished mine. Mm-hmm. A lot of them look as if they should be like in their 30s in their mid-sized sedan smoking Virginia Slims going to yoga class or some shit. And
No.
I'm just like,
yeah, no.
I'm like, you are ensuring your child's semen-covered death in someone's basement.
Exhibit A, John Benet Ramsey.
Oh.
Right?
Yep. And they still haven't figured out what happened to her.
Right. Yeah, I mean, it's things like that I don't get. You know, I watched that show a couple times and I was just like,
Oh,
it's fucking gross.
I
Especially the
couldn't.
one that had the little flapper false teeth to make her teeth perfect.
Did you see the one where they dressed the little girl up as freaking Julia Roberts from Pretty Woman?
No.
Yep.
Like in
And the hooker outfit?
the black boots.
With the black boots and the short blue
'cause-
skirt.
Yeah, that's the movie poster. They made her look like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow. And he
And these mothers are like encouraging it because they're trying to capture some failed dreams of their youth. It's just like, leave them alone. Let the kids be kids.
right.
I'm not saying that kids can't like explore their sexuality or what have you, but do it with people your age or around your age. Because I guarantee you, an adult that is interested in you is not interested in you because they think you're mature or they see something special in you. No. They want you because they can have power over you, because they want to corrupt you. Something.
Absolutely. And if you're a parent who puts your kid in those situations, like that boy I was showing you, you should be ashamed of yourself. Like, because you are just, you're asking for trouble. Like, that is child abuse to me.
And I always find it like very odd that because of this, like, you can't even take pictures of your like babies in bathtubs anymore.
Right.
It's just like, I want to capture this moment in my child's life, like how tiny they are taking their first bath. Look how sweet
Sarah's
they are.
first bath.
It's just
She's
like,
not afraid of the water.
it's just like, look how sweet, and you can almost like smell the fact that she still smells like baby, baby powder.
Baby shampoo.
Yes.
Yes.
But because some creep is out there like, oh my god, this child is sexually appealing to me. You all of a sudden become the bad guy because you're taking these innocent snapshots in time of your child.
Right. Well, that's just like the whole your dude, Kurt Cobain, when they put out that record album with the naked boy. Yeah, never mind. Right?
Yep.
The baby.
Yep.
Swimming in the pool with what it was, $1 bill on a fish hook or something, right? It was like chasing the money.
Yep.
And his little penis is showing, right? Everybody was fine with that through the 80s, through however
90s.
long, the 90s, and then suddenly little baby himself is now offended.
Yeah, apparently he was claiming that people were like making fun of him. Dude, no one would have known it was you if you didn't say anything.
Right? Shut the fuck up.
I would have been ecstatic. I'd have been like, yeah, I'm the baby.
Yeah, I would have too. And I would have dealt with the little penis jokes because I'm a fucking baby.
It's just like I'm a baby.
Like-
this is how it is, okay?
Jesus. Yeah, so I don't know. Then you get, that's all about the money is what that's all about right there. But
it's just like I think it was Marilyn Manson, if I'm not mistaken, and he's a whole separate can of worms. But Marilyn Manson, if I'm not mistaken, he tried to use a photo of himself when he was a child, nude or whatever, and the producers or what have you were just like, yeah, no, you can't use this for the album cover because it's offensive or whatever. Or people might misconstrue it, and in my mind I can just imagine him being like, well, I'm sorry, my baby photo is too sexy for you.
well, and then that brings up the question though, like, do we know what kind of photo it was? Was it a baby photo, or is it a young 6-year-old Marilyn Manson?
No, it's him as a baby.
Okay. Then, yeah, I mean,
like for me, the kids up into a certain age are pretty much gender
genderless.
neutral.
Yeah, it's just
they're just
a
flats.
blur, like Barbie down there. She's just.
It's just like, no. I respect you as an individual. Your gender means nothing to me.
Absolutely.
Like.
Yeah. But, I don't know. So, no, I kind of agree with you, though. Getting back to the age of consent, I think 18's good. I think it's fair. Will it happen? Probably not.
I mean, when you look at it globally, I think the youngest age of consent I saw was 9 years old.
Is that a different country?
Yeah, that was a different country. Like, if we're looking at it globally, this was the Maldives, I think, if I'm not mistaken. Don't quote me on that. But
Don't quote Flo on that. 9 years old.
9 years old, and I was just like, why? Shit, at 9 years old, I was like trying to sew clothes for my Barbie.
Yeah,
I wasn't thinking about guys.
No, I'm building buildings out of playing cards and driving my Matchbox cars up to them and shit like that.
I was just like, I don't understand. Although, on the other hand, there's the countries that there's no age of consent because you are not allowed to have sex before you're married.
Oh. That's interesting.
Yeah, there are some
That is
countries
interesting.
where you cannot have sex before you're married. I mean, it doesn't stop people, obviously. But
is there like a punishment for that? Do we know?
I'm not 100% sure, but given some countries, I mean...
I'm sorry if that was loud. Yeah, well, yeah, like given some countries, like you're gonna lose an arm or a hand or a head or something. Mm-hmm. It's kind of like I was talking to a friend at work the other day, and I was talking about suicides, and he's like, it's against the law to commit suicide, and I'm like, is that still valid? Is that still in effect? Like, are they gonna arrest you when you're laying there on the pavement because you plummeted off of a building? Like,
they'll arrest you and charge you if you survive.
Seriously?
Yeah.
No, I did not know this.
Yeah.
You can be okay. So if I took a bunch of pills, intending to off myself, check out, whatever, and I go and I get my stomach pumped.
Oh no, they'll get your ass for that.
Really? Mm-hmm. Whoa, this is interesting.
They'll probably put you in one of them psychiatric jails, what have you.
And you're charged with what? Attempted murder?
I'm not 100% sure. But
so stupid.
Getting back on topic.
I'm sorry.
The reason why I wanted to talk about this particular topic was because, as you know, where we work, as I work security in this particular area.
Yes.
We have a individual who is quite known in there, and in there quite often.
Yes. And
there was an incident between him and a 16-year-old.
Yes. That spread like wildfire. Heard about that. Yep.
Him and a 16-year-old.
And this individual is probably...
He's 33.
33, okay. I would have guessed him with that.
She was 16.
Ooh, boy.
And as much as I complained about it, and as much as some of my coworkers complained about it, we were told the same thing, that we couldn't do anything about it, that she was consenting, blah, blah, blah.
Wow.
Needless to say, she ended up losing her job because she spent so much time with this particular individual and not doing her job. She, lost her job, and her grandmother confronted him about it.
Oh, like at his house or?
No, in our place of business.
Publicly?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, publicly. Grandma was upset.
Damn.
She was upset. And I don't blame her.
Oh, did you get to witness this?
No, I didn't, because I was in the office.
Damn it.
But.
Damn it. Wow.
Professionally, we had to stop her.
Yeah.
But did we want to? No, not really.
Right, like, go ahead, beat the fuck out of him.
Morally, I'm just like, here, you go get him. Like,
how old was Grandma, would you say?
I don't know. She had to be at least in her, late 60s.
Yeah.
I'm just like, oh. But needless to say, nothing was done about this particular individual. And he continued to come into our place of business and be how he is. You know how he is.
I do.
And all I can think in my head was, it's not going to stop. They never stop.
No. And I'm surprised, I'm kind of shocked actually, if Grandma went to that extent in public and was beating the shit out of this dude, why she didn't take it upon herself to press charges against him.
See, that's another thing. She could not, because the girl was 16 and she was consenting. But here's the thing that irritates me a lot about this, was the fact that they were so concerned for his mental health. They were afraid he was gonna off himself, because he often threatens to, and they didn't want to push him.
What the fuck?
And this girl in particular,
I did not know this.
you know, I would keep tabs on her. I would check up on her and stuff.
Right.
So I knew she didn't have the best home life, considering she was living with her grandmother.
I was gonna ask. The grandma probably raised her, or trying to.
And you could tell that she wasn't fully like mature in her thought process.
Mentally mature, yeah.
Frankly, I think she was just trying to find a way to get away from her strict grandmother. Because you know how teenagers are, like
Rebellious.
so it's like, oh, my grandmother's so strict, I can't do anything. But this man, I can run off with this man, and everything will be great. He'll take care of me, and you know,
Until he kills you.
You know, we can do what we want. Blah blah blah.
Right.
So he continued to come to our place of business, and another incident happened.
With the same person? Same...
No.
No.
She's gone at this point.
No, but same guy.
Yes, same guy.
Really?
Yep. With a 12-year-old.
Okay, you... I knew bits and pieces of the first story, right? Because I guess said person used to work close in my department, right? I did not know about the 12-year-old. Like, I'm in shock at this. Like, was this someone that just happened to be at the place of business one day?
Yes.
Or what?
She had an appointment.
Okay.
Just waiting. And whoever her caregivers were, you know, they went off to do their own thing. And, you know, for the most part, she was in a particularly safe place.
Okay, well, when you say caregivers, is this like someone that's maybe in the foster system or someone that isn't mentally...
In the foster system.
Okay.
So her caregivers, you know, just went to do their own thing. And she was waiting for her appointment time, and said individual was in there and started talking to this child. And being very, it's creepy. It's very creepy. Like, I don't go out of my way to, like, make small talk with 12-year-olds, okay? Like,
yeah, no.
He was, you know, asking her, you know, what she was doing there, and I guess she went shopping at a particular store and had her bags with her, and he wanted to see what was in there, and he was very interested in that. And if she wanted him to take her picture, and if she wanted to go play laser tag with him, and yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
How did this one come to light? Did the little girl say something, or did the caregivers come back and see this happening? And
it was reported by the person working there.
Okay, of where she had this appointment at.
Yep.
Whoa. And so, and I know, it's infuriating. So why can't he be stopped from, I mean, who's worried about him offing himself? Like, at this point, go ahead.
For me, it's definitely, like, super infuriating because, like, I'm a security officer. I'm supposed to protect people, but I can only go as far as my leash will allow me.
Yes.
Basically.
Right. No.
So it's just like, yeah, you can protect people, but you can't do anything. And it's just like, then what's the point? Like, okay, yeah, I'm supposed to deter people from stealing and doing bad things and blah, blah, blah. This is a terrible fucking thing. And I have to sit here and watch it. And now it just seems like I don't want to do anything. So you're making me complicit in this act.
Right.
And it's a horrible, horrible feeling that...
Yeah, you have no... It's like being in a nightmare and you can't wake up, basically. Like, you have no control over that.
And...
That's fascinating. Did not know.
Yeah, he's been gone for a little while, and everyone's just like, he's on his shit again about how he wants to kill himself. And I just straight up came out and said, I was like, good.
Right.
I was like, one less monster. Like, what do you want?
Yeah, no, I agree. And I think there's some interesting situations out there, because I know of a person who is on that list, right? Person is not allowed within so many feet of the play area. However, they have free reign of the rest of the place.
Which has children everywhere, so...
Which has children everywhere, which makes no fucking sense to me. Period. Like, what... Who comes up with this shit?
Well, it's just like, we had an individual in the restroom, an older gentleman, who was reaching under the stalls and touching younger boys. And when the young boy came to us to tell us, he wanted to make it known that this was happening.
Good.
But he refused to press charges. And I think he refused to press charges because, he was embarrassed about it.
Well, yeah.
And
it's probably scared, and probably...
And I just wanted to tell him, don't be embarrassed. You have nothing to be embarrassed of. This person should be embarrassed of their actions.
Right.
You're just minding your business, trying to have a good time, went to the bathroom, and some fucking creepy old bastard is trying to touch you. It's not okay.
No, it's not, and I get, but I mean, how would you say it was, 12 or?
Yeah, he was...
If you had to guess.
Probably maybe 14.
14. I don't know. I, at that age, would probably be scared also, just because I would be like, oh, what if he doesn't go to jail and he finds me? Or, I mean, I understand that, but I wish there was a way that someone could press charges on his behalf. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I also feel bad because, it seems to be more embarrassing for guys.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. At a young age, it's not okay for an older man to sleep with a younger woman, but when you're a younger guy and you sleep with an older woman, it's like an accomplishment.
High five! Woohoo!
And it's just
you go, bro.
It's no.
Fist bump.
It's just you were taken advantage of. Whether you
deem it as cool.
Yeah, whether you equate that in your mind or not, it's just no.
It's just wrong. I agree. Well, we've covered a lot.
Oh Lord.
Did you? What else do you have on this topic, or are we gonna put a wrapper on it and call it done?
I mean, we could go on for days about this. Honestly, we could.
We could.
Because there's a lot of terrible shit out in the world, and again, this is not us passing judgment on age gap relationships.
No.
If you are a fully consenting adult and your partner is 30 years older than you, whatever, don't care. You do you. Go out, live your lives, freaking what have you. But if you are just under the age of 18, just have fun being young. Just enjoy your younger years, freaking experiment, with people your age.
Right. And I think it's important to say, if you somehow come across this video and this is happening to you, whether it be your mom, your dad's friend, your uncle, aunt, whoever, and you're feeling embarrassed or ashamed or like it's your fault, it's not, and you need to tell someone. You absolutely need to tell an adult that you trust that this is going on. Please, if that's happening to you, reach out to someone. I don't know, maybe we can even get a number to put at the bottom of this video that you can call and know that you will be safe calling that number. You know, but it's not right. If it's happening to you, please tell someone. Absolutely.
You can even leave anonymous comments or stories under, in the comments there if you want. I don't judge. We just want people to feel left alone, and if it helps you even just a little bit to rant about things, even to a stranger, go for it. Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah, that's good too, God, it's just so disturbing. Like, I don't know. I wasn't prepared for this part of it, but it's just really disturbing. So in closing, it was a great topic. I'm glad, hopefully you got off your chest what you needed to get off your chest.
I did, but it still will not be resolved for me until I either get out of that place or something is done about it.
Yeah.
That's definitely my big thing.
Absolutely. I feel you on that. But not to end on a downer, but I guess we're ending on a downer. That's it for the show. Wrapping it up. And stay tuned. If you watched our introduction video, we've got a lot more stuff to come. More discussions. We even have some stuff planned out of studio that we may try to do, but if you do like us, I'm going to be that person because Flo hates when I do this. Please hit like, subscribe, comment, because we would love to have your viewership, your thoughts, your ideas, and once we get emails up and going, we'll actually have a domain where you can send us emails for topics.
Do it for baby Jinx.
Do it for baby Jinx.
Do it for baby Jinx.
Oh,
we're gonna protect the babies.
Yes, protect the babies.
Protect the babies.
Say bye, Jinxie.
Say I need kibble. Say I need kibble.
This is My High
and Hot Topic Flo.
And we will see you next time.